Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to be talking about completing an individual income tax estimate and how to calculate what your taxes might be and how to just run a quick estimate. So I'm going to get the video going and we'll go through this together. So examples of income that you need to consider when you're estimating your taxes, your refund or taxes owed, are going to be rent income, self-employed income, alimony, interest, dividends, gains from the sale of an asset, prize money, which could be gambling, and 401k distributions. There's more, but those are some of the items I want you to consider, just because if you did have some of those cases and you're not putting that into your estimate, you're not going to get an accurate picture of what your taxes are going to be. So make sure you're considering those areas. With rent income, the main thing there is usually you're going to get a lot of deductions with rent income, so make sure you're figuring that out right. It's a good area to save money on tax, just because a rental house has so many write-offs that you could have. Same with self-employed income. You have a Schedule C business, you're going to have lots of deductions, so make sure you're looking at that Schedule C form and getting all those deductions, because that's going to give you a better estimate of what your taxes are going to be. Alimony is deductible, so you can write off that alimony that you paid. You can deduct that, and if you're receiving alimony, then it's not taxable, but the payer can deduct it. Interest, you need to make sure you're recording all the interest that you got off savings accounts or investments, because that's all going to be, some of it will be non-taxable, but the majority of it will be taxable. The form they send you will say if it's taxable or not. Dividends, again, some of that is taxable, some is not. So you can look at your statements from last year to see what amount was taxable, to kind of get a good idea. The sale of assets, what you're going to pay tax on here is the difference between the cost and the sale price. So you need to figure out if you had a profit or a loss, and you're going to be taxed on that profit, and losses will offset your income. So any losses you had from the sale of an asset can help you out. 401k distributions, there's penalties with that, and you're going to get more tax. So that is kind of hard to estimate. But if you use our online calculator, you can put that in there and see what it's going to be. At our site at HarborFinancialOnline.com, you can get a bigger list to estimate your taxes, and a bigger list of deductions and credits that we have on that site. Now, these are some of the other areas I wanted to cover real quick with you guys. If you receive a salary or earnings from an employer, then you're not required to pay estimated taxes. So you don't have to pay the quarterly taxes on your own. So your employer is withholding an estimate of what your taxes are going to be, and usually it's a very conservative estimate, and that's why most of you get refunds out there. You can have your employer, you can always have them deduct more withholdings. That's if at the end of the year you want a bigger refund, have your employer withhold more. It's just called a W-4 form that they're going to give to you and you fill out. So any employer has to provide that to you. You shouldn't be underpaying taxes, they should be withholding enough. So it's their responsibility. If you request more withholdings, they have to do that for you. Because underpaying taxes can be large penalties and interest. So make sure you're paying the right amount in those withholdings. You should look at last year's tax returns, the prior years, to see what kinds of credits and deductions you took, because most likely those are the ones you're going to take this year. So make sure you're not missing them. If you find errors on last year's return, you can always amend that return and resubmit it to the IRS. Owning a small business is a great way to save some money on tax. The calculator will allow you to estimate that as well. You can prepare the return directly online at our site, HarborFinancialOnline.com, and complete an estimate real quick if you want. If you have any questions about tax credits, deductions, how to estimate, send me an email, expert@harborfinancialonline.com. I'll help you any way I can. I appreciate you watching the videos, and hopefully you'll check out our site, harborfinancialonline.com. Thanks.